So, an example of a set is this guy. So this is a set, and it's defined points, right? We literally see 1, 3, 5, 9, 13. They are defined, okay? Your set is encased with an open brace and a closed brace. These are called braces. These things you can, no. A brace. Brackets are at the end of a brace. I call them fancy braces. So these are your braces, okay? This is a set, and it contains a list of numbers that we can actually count out, right? Now, set builder is, notation is when we cannot count it out. So we use set builder notation when we have an infinite number of numbers or elements. So we use set builder notation when we have an infinite number of numbers or elements.
Do we write that part?
Yes.
Oh.
What is green is important. If you write anything else, it's because you want to. What is in green is super important.
So we write that under what is a set?
Mm-hmm. We're still on that part.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So again, this is an example
I don't
of
know
a
how to
set.
draw them fancy little things, so I'm gonna put green to
So I'm really bad at drawing them too. So this is the best I can get out of it.
E?
And it just looks weird. So like no matter how I try it, and then I'm like make it pointy, and then I try again. And
Like a bird
like
wing.
I
I do those all the time, like.
You can draw that?
Mm-hmm.
She's cheating, man.
I don't know. This is again. So I'm not gonna judge your braces as long as you don't judge my braces.
I'm just.
All right. So this is our set, and then we're gonna do set builder notation. So set builder notation means that there is an infinite number of numbers or elements. Okay. Because it uses the word infinite, that means that we're using with inequalities. That means we're going from greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, strictly greater than, strictly less than, and we'll be using those. All right, 0, 1, 2.
What about scientific notation?
I'm looking at my feet and looking at it.
Did you say what about scientific notation?
Yeah, why
that's what he
am I doing
said.
scientific notation?
Why would we be doing scientific notation?
All math is the
Because
same.
scientific notation is very
We're
important.
not in science.
We did math and physics.
You don't know what class this is. I'm surprised you
Physics
got
is
to
the
know.
math of science.
What?
I learned scientific notation in middle school.
Duh.
In math, not science.
Yes. I don't know how you got to the hall in the hallway. How you
No,
get to
this
class?
This is English.
All right, so
It's English.
0, 1, 2.
Oh,
She said algebra. She said your class is algebra 4.
All right. I want y'all to know y'all are being recorded, so all your conversations are being posted to YouTube. So
yes.
Here we
Wait,
go.
where are we being
Example
recorded
1.
at?
You ain't tell
We're
us.
being recorded?
Example 1. So we're going to go over how to read set builder notation. So this is set builder.
Should that be example 2?
I'm gonna be famous.
Huh? No, we're on our first example. We just took notes.
That was like the way it's showing up the numbers. Girl,
Okay?
you're not-
So this is our example of a set builder. So set builder is basically mathematicians are lazy. So they got tired of writing this whole sentence. So instead of saying the set of all x's such that x is greater than 1 or equal to -2. They're like, we ain't writing this no more. So what they come up with? They came up with how to represent it mathematically. So this right here, this little guy, and this guy, this is what they mean. This and this.
All right.
Okay? So again, mathematicians are
That mean the same
lazy.
thing?
They mean the same thing. Okay? In some of your classes or your professors or teachers you may have, they'll use colons. Majority will use this line that stands for such that. That line stands for such that.
Since that was.
Okay? Such that x is greater than or equal to -2.
Two.
Makes sense.
Okay? So when you write a set builder, you have key parts of it. Your first part is your brace. Don't judge my
Oh,
brace.
look at it, miss. It look good.
Don't judge it. Okay? Then you have your defined variable. So whatever your variable is. You have your such that.
Did you copy this down?
You have your domain. or what you're defining, and then you're going to close your set. That is how you read set
I'm
builder.
sorry, I'm not gonna hurt myself to draw that brace. I can't do it.
No, I'm finna do it.
I just can't do it.
Guys, look at mine. I'm not expecting your braces to be perfect.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do all that.
We know that.
Shut up, bro.
We thought this was algebra 4.
sworn this was algebra.
So for this problem, if you look right here, our domain is x is greater than or equal to -2. So that's why it's written after the such that.
You write that, what you just highlight.
I'm just showing you that this means domain. So what a domain would look like.
X.
X is greater than or equal to -2, or x is less than or equal
It
to.
always
Something.
-2.
No, this is an example.
Example. You know what an example is.
Okay? So we're going to do one together. I'm just waiting for you guys to set builder. What's important? We have, what are these squiggle fancy parentheses called? Braces. We have our variable. And then what's this line called?
Such that.
Such that.
And our domain.
Okay? And your domain. So braces, variable, such that, domain. Braces, variable, such that, domain. And that is what your set builder notation is made up of. Those 4 things. Got it? All right, let's try it. 0, 1, 2.
8.
Okay.
Since we on YouTube. Ah, wait, you hit me, Miss Jones.
Really? Really, Jay? I'm literally 6 feet away from you.
No, you're not.
Are you gonna edit me
We're being recorded.
It says recording the board, right?
It's recording voices.
No, I'm saying like it can't. Like you don't see us.
You can't edit my
I wish you could see
I'm not
you
going to
hitting
see
me.
this. I'm not going to acknowledge you. You're being childish.
Does it record your computer or that?
It doesn't mean you have to hit me.
Jalen, you don't stop. All right, so let's do an example of how this works. So we're going to graph, and then we're going to do it all. No, we're going to do it graph by hand. So we have from -infinity to 3. So it's saying that our graph starts on the left at -infinity and then stops at 3 on the right.
A lot of things.
Got it? Because I'm about to go with you. Okay? So when we write this, this is when we would write negative. Oh, that's a highlighter. My bad. Thought I had a pen.
We're gonna be here all day.
-infinity less than x less than or equal to 3. Okay? This piece right here tells me this information. And this right here tells me, yes, you're writing the example. If we're on examples, you should be writing examples down.
I'm just trying to see like
You
how
said
you.
whatever's in green, man.
I thought like we knew to write examples down.
But you
I'm
said
sorry.
it's in green.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for assuming. I should never assume with high school students.
Never.
All right, so we have -infinity is
Greater than or equal? No.
-infinity, and then we go to 3, right? So that's our domain. This is how we've been practicing. So do you guys remember I told you that in reality, do we have to write the negative?
No.
No. What's important, super duper duper important, is just x is less than or equal to 3. That is, at this point, this is all you need to write for your domain.
That's it.
That's it.
So that's how we do it.
Okay? So then if I was to draw a sketch of this, I would just draw a number line. And at 3, because it's equal to, what does that mean? Is it an open circle or a closed circle? It's a closed circle. And I'm less than. So am I going to the left or to the right?
Right.
Say it again. I'm going to the left. So this is what it looks like visually. My graph is closed at 3 and heading to the left. And that's why x is less than or equal to 3.
Want to? Oh, never mind. I see. This is maybe.
So there's a graph. There's my inequality domain. So then we're going to now write our set builder. So what are the key things for the builder?
Braces.
Braces. Got it.
Good braces.
Got my braces. What's next?
X.
My variable. And what's my variable?
X.
And then what's left?
Such
Next.
that.
Such that.
And then 3.
And what's my domain?
3. X is greater than.
So we've represented this interval in multiple ways. We represented it as an inequality. We represented it as a graph. We represented it in set builder notation. So there's more than one way
Yep,
to
already
get her
know.
done.
Get her done.
Okay? Questions, comments, concerns?
Are you from Texas?
Technically, no. I've lived here most of my life.
So where are you from?
Originally, Georgia.
Oh.
All right?
We're being recorded right now.
Yes, y'all are distracting the recording. All right, so let's do it again. So, hold on.
Recording while I go.
We're gonna do example 3,
Maybe we're gonna get back
Okay.
to notes instead of examples.
okay? That's how you learn is from examples.
This is the notes. You put the examples
Part of
in
your
the
notes, okay? So we're going to graph, and then we're gonna write it as an inequality. Is it already written as an inequality?
Yes.
So we need to graph, and then we need to do the set builder and the where is it? Here we go. So, as my interval notation,
Your intro.
it says I start at -2. Is -2 included or not included?
Included.
It's not included because it's what?
It don't got the line up on
It doesn't have a line underneath.
So it's open circle.
So I'm going to put a bracket for I said bracket. Middle part. Parentheses. Okay? And then I'm going to keep going. And then I have 6. Is 6 included or not included?
Yep.
Huh?
It's included.
Included. And so I'm going to put a bracket. So those are my intervals.
Why do you,
Parentheses and a bracket?
why do you put a parenthesis?
Parentheses and a bracket. Because I have included and not included. So parenthesis means not included. Bracket means included. You're cool. You're welcome to
I've
the
never
party.
seen that before.
That's kind of sad. Don't say that. It's sad. What
Don't
happened?
say that out loud.
No, I meant a parenthesis and a bracket together.
Okay.
It's a different kind of math.
Whoa.
Be quiet, little boy.
All right. So now we have our inequality, our interval, and now we're going to do our graph. So what this means visually is that your domain starts at -2, and it ends where?
And 6.
At 6. At -2, is it an open circle or a closed circle?
Open.
Open. And at 6, it's a
Close.
closed. And so your answer lies in between. So your graph would be graphed in between those two things.
What?
I get it.
Just like, you remember how we go to the graph, go all the way to the left, where do we go? Go all the way to the right, where do we go? That's your domain, right? Right? Yeah, hopefully?
Yes.
For all of our,
Yes.
it's my left and your right, okay? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so then set builder. What are the keys to set builder?
Braces.
I need braces. And then I need,
X.
and then I need X.
Such that.
Perfect.
Greater than.
And what's my domain?
X is greater than.
What is my domain?
It's all of it.
It's all of it. That's all of my domain.
At least I'm asking questions. Like you. I don't ask questions.
Okay? So, all of our ways to represent it. We have our inequality. We have our interval. We have our graph. We have our set builder. My graph is a little sketchy, but you get it. It's not the best. It's kind of hard to write low. Alright, so we're going to put it all together.
Oh, what's that?
Okay? We're going to put it all together. So here are our examples that we're going to put it all together with. So you should have a whole back and a lot of space at the bottom. Yes or no?
What? Where?
Oh, snap. That probably.
This one?
On your corner list?
What? I got like a whole thing there.
That's what I just said. You
She
should have a
said
lot of
whole
space at the
space
bottom
or a back.
or back.
Damn.
Am I correct?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay. Alright, so when we're putting it all together, let's summarize what all of our parts mean. Okay? If I have a less than or greater than symbol, is that an open circle or a closed circle?
Open.
Open. Good job, guys.
Open.
If I have less than or equal to or
Closed.
greater than or equal to, then it is
Closed circle.
a closed circle
Said first.
because it's equal to. I'm stuck. Okay? If I have, what are those things called? Parentheses. If I have parentheses, that means it is it included?
Not
or-
included.
So any of this would mean parentheses, right?
Yes.
If I have this symbol or that symbol, it means parentheses.
And then we get bracket.
If I have brackets, it means
Close.
included, right?
Yeah.
The brace.
They're
You
brackets.
do the braces when you do the problem.
Yes, but these are our rules, right? These are the things that go together.
Parentheses is not included.
If it's not included, which is an open circle, I use what?
Parentheses.
Parentheses. Okay? So that's
There you go.
summarizing what each thing means. Now, we're going to throw out here as a negative. If you have less than or equal to, then you are using negative infinity. If you have greater than or equal to, then you are using positive infinity. So that all goes together.
It's so cold. Man.
All right, so let's look at our first example. So this guy, if I wanted to turn it into set builder notation, what do I need to add?
The X and such. Yeah.
I need to add the X, the such that, and what else?
The races.
And the braces.
That's it?
And that is it. Boom, we are in set builder notation. Was that hard?
Yes, just a little bit.
That was 4 things we had to draw.
Are we writing that on here?
Yes, we're putting it all together.
What are we gonna do with this?
That's your word. Let me finish this. I'm gonna tell you. All right. Okay. Next. So we are going to graph it. So if I'm just sketching it out, this tells me that my graph starts at 5, right? But it goes forever to the right. So pay attention to the inequality. Notice how my inequality is going to the right. So I'm going to go forever to the right. Because it's strictly greater than, notice how it's a open circle. So also, if I look at this, I've started at 5, and then if I'm going to the right, what kind of numbers are those? Positive what? Positive infinity. So I have to go from 5 to positive infinity. Open circle means automatically a parenthesis. So let's try another one. Here, I have x is greater than or equal to 5. I want to turn it into set builder. So what do I do?
Add braces.
X such that.
Braces, x such that braces. Boom, that was so hard to turn to set in.
That's a lot of work, man. You should think about it.
Okay? Because it says greater than or equal to, is that an open or closed circle?
It's closed.
It's a closed circle. So I go to 5 and now it has a closed circle. It says greater than, it means included. Exactly. It's greater than, so I'm heading forever to the
Right.
right. So when I write that now, I start at 5 and I go to positive infinity. And 5 has a bracket because it is now what? Included. That is how all of it comes together. How do we feel?
I don't
Another
know.
way to remember it is like, you know the
Need some
the
practice.
little arrow things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it points that way. So
Exactly. So your arrows point the way you are going. Your inequalities are not arrows. I didn't even say arrows. Your inequality points the way you are going. So I have x is less than 5. So I'm going to end at 5, right? Because I'm going to the
Yeah.
left. So I'm going to go to 5 and head to the
Left.
It's strictly less than, so instead of a closed circle, it's a open circle. Okay? If I am less than or equal to, that means I start with what? Negative infinity. So when I write it in an interval, I start at negative infinity and I end at 5. Just like you read a book, you read from left to right. You're going to write your interval from left to right. Okay? And then you just keep going through them. So your paper that you have, this guy, I've done some for you, so we can talk about them. So for myself, on my paper, like if I'm working this, I wrote my little things to help me remember. my negative infinity is less than equal
That
to.
was an answer.
My positive, yeah, I just kind of wrote it. Okay, so I did the I do together with me. I did the I do and I did numbers 1 and 6 for you. So on number, where am I at? On the first I do, I changed my inequality from an inequality to a set notation. It's fancy. And because it's from -3 to 5, and -3, what did I have? At -3, it says equal to, right? So at -3, I'm going to use a bracket. At 5, it said less than, so I'm going to use a parenthesis. And then my graph, I start at -3, close circle. I end at +5, open circle. Okay? Now, we are going to be very, at the bottom, I can't think of the numbers. Has anybody looked at it? We are not going to stress number 9 right now. We'll come back to 9, and I already did 6. But if you want to do number 9, look at how, I'm going to show you how I did 6, and that is how you do number 9. 6, remember how we talked about we cover, when we would cover our picture, write one domain, then write the other. 6 is an example of when you do that. On one side, you have x is less than 1. On the other side, you have x is greater than or equal to 5. So when you are writing them,
Good afternoon, Lions. One quick announcement. Students,